What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I touched on this on my video I just dropped. What's up, Darius? I'm good. I'm good. How are you, bro? How are you, bro? What's good? What's good, man? What's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, you just a fan now at this point, bro. I got you. I might not even record your disc. I might just record it on the video, nigga. You ain't even working like that for real. You ain't even popping like that for real. You know what I'm saying? What up, though, man? Everybody tune in, man. Fans, haters, all that shit. Everybody in between, man. I'm good, though, Darius. How you feeling, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling out there, man? In Romania, there's one of the biggest hip-hop festivals in the world called Beach Please. Today 21 will perform. That's what's up. Hey, so, Darius, do you got an Instagram, bro? You got an Instagram? You got Instagram, bro? What's up? For most, what it do? Shit, man, we ain't even paying attention to that nigga today, bro. We ain't even paying attention to that nigga today. What it do, man? We got fans in the building. We got real fans in the building, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. If you could, man, share it. What I'm doing now is listening to tips and tricks. Yeah, he back, man. Look, he just a fan at this point, bro. You know, he's already cooked. And I thought about something too, for most. I ain't finna go to the studio and record this shit, man. I'm just gonna record this shit on the video, nigga. I ain't finna waste my time with this nigga like that. I got a couple bars from him. You know what I mean? It was fan requested to smoke this nigga. So that's what I'm gonna do. I ain't finna go to the studio and record over that shit, though, nigga. Fuck that nigga. He ain't even worth that much. But he a fan, though. He a fan. Casbeer Official, what's good? Shout out to the 14 people watching. Right now, we talking about how the Clipse, eventually we're gonna talk about how the Clipse, we're gonna talk about how the Clipse was getting did by the industry. And shout out to Jalopy Bungus, man. He really, again, I shouted him out on my video. I actually might put the video of what he's talking about in my description so you can go to his channel. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. So shout out to Jalopy Bungus and all the big YouTubers, man. Shout out to motherfucking Koala T. You know, shout out to who else, man? Machiavelli Mills. Just everybody, man, who really just standing on 10 toes and this shit, man. Just continuing to do the content and making sure that it's, you know, available for the people and something that people can leave with. You know what I mean? Something that people can enjoy. You know, something that people can think about. It might evoke emotion and shit, but it's just strictly to push this fight against anti-hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not that. Well, it is that. Let's start. You know what I'm saying? Hey, for most, handle him while I'm talking about this subject. I ain't got time for that shit. I got time to talk to my fans and my subscribers who gonna watch this motherfucking video. You feel me? Anyway, so Clipse is representing the same thing Kendrick Lamar is representing. He's fighting against this lawsuit. You get what I'm saying? He's fighting against this lawsuit because Kendrick's verse, excuse me, not him, them, for real, Nas, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick, all of them have this stance. It's almost like whoever made this album, their caliber kind of went up. They kind of got a star on their badge. Like Tyler the Creator got on this album, he got a little more respect from me with bars. He was spitting on there. And we wait on Tyler the Creator to spit. And that's a verse where he actually impressed me. You know what I'm saying? He was almost forced to spit because you ain't what you gonna get shitted on from the Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? You want to get shit on in front of Malice? You feel me? Just keep typing away, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, bro. So you want to continue to try to push this agenda? Okay, I'm finna grab all the niggas that I know is gonna shit on you on this one album. Nas' verse, I think, was like 12 bars or some shit like that. So that was a good thing, you know. And I think that was a good move by Nas, low key, to kind of get the heat away from him from doing that casino shit. So Nas got some in and out shit he got to worry about too, but you know what I'm saying? It's just everybody on this album is taking a stance. That's my point. Everybody got their own reasons on why they got on this album, but everybody's taking a stance. And it kind of does look like, you know, whoever's on this album, you know, is who's ever on this album is kind of against Drake. When you look back on Tyler the Creator bringing out Drake instead of Frank Ocean and people got booed, it almost looked like it was kind of not planned, but do you think Tyler the Creator knew? You know what I'm saying? You know, you think he knew about that shit? You think he knew the reaction people were going to get because they wanted Frank Ocean so bad, you know? I don't know. Who knows? You know, but at the end of it all, you got to start looking at shit like, after you see all of this shit, right? After you see people taking certain sides, after you see people dropping certain songs, taking certain stances, certain niggas' principles, morals get exposed, shit like that. You know, it's really about getting the people, galvanizing a certain group of people to be able you got to be able to galvanize people in order to make a change. I think that the Clipse did a great job with that, and I think everybody's happy with the results that's happening. You know, For Real is happy with the results. Pusha T's happy with the results. Malice is happy with the results. I feel like Tyler the Creator, Nas, and Kendrick Lamar all are kind of satisfied with the push of the album. And I think they're more so focused on towards the end of the year. You know, we sold over this many towards the end of the year. So I don't think they necessarily worried about, you know, sales the first week. You know, a lot of people are going to try to say, oh, they do give a fuck about the sales the first week. No, they really don't. Not really. I'm not saying they don't give a fuck about sales at all. That'll be fucking ridiculous to say. They invested cash into it. They bought themselves out of a contract for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying they don't care about sales at all, but they care more. You could tell this specific project, they kind of don't care if they take a loss for a little while. They want to They want this to cultivate in the culture. They want let God sort them out to be that symbolism for a shift in the culture. You know what I'm saying? I think that they care about the sales. I'm not saying that. Again, they kind of care more about, you cannot censor me. You cannot censor me. I have one of the biggest artists on this album. I have another one of the biggest artists on this album. And then I have Nas on the album. Perfect fucking Tyler the Creator has his whole, he has a fest. Tyler the Creator is his own. You get what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar. I mean, we gotta say anything about it, right? Right? So, and with them being from Virginia, collabing with niggas from the West Coast is even crazier. No one's talking about how that in itself is crazy as fuck. How fucking two niggas from Virginia get the biggest artists from the world? Who are you calling? Why do y'all matter so much to the culture? A lot of people I didn't even know to be, I'm a hip hop head. I'm a rap fiend. I didn't even know how much they matter to the culture. They had to remind me. I had to go back and listen to that shit. When that boy came out with Exodius, I said, that nigga got a pen. So I knew Pusha had a pen. I didn't just listen to grinding. I was actually listening to him because I don't like listening to people that got that one hit, but they rapping. You get what I'm saying? Back in the day, you used to have a lot more niggas who used to have a hit single, but used to rap. For instance, Fabulous. Fabulous had a lot of hit singles, but that nigga had mixtapes. And he was rapping. I don't give a fuck. He was rapping. Some of that shit was a little corny. But you rap so much to the point where every now and again you gonna miss a shot or two, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I probably said some shit. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's about, man, I'm telling you, man, these guys are more important than what we think. And I say this in my video, man. I said this in my video, and this is a well-known fact in the industry as well. I want to say, but I don't remember the year, but Pharrell Pharrell makes beats. He's a producer. 83% of the beats on the radio at one point in time was all Pharrell beats that he made for artists. Different genres. All that shit. You see this nigga can make it. I'm so happy, clap along, get you feel like a room without a roof. Like he make shit like that, and then he can fucking make Clipse album. Think about that for a second. You need to fucking make a beat for fucking Lady Gaga. Think about that. Then he can make a beat that sound like No Church in the Wild. So then he can make a beat that sound like Kanye beat. Then he can make a motherfucking Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson-esque beat. Bro, this nigga for real got to be one of the coldest niggas, because I do feel like he used the least amount of AI. I don't hear too much AI in this project. I feel like he just still do it the old school way. He just put that shit together. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he probably has newer tech. Y'all think he be having newer tech. Nigga put me on games. Let me tell y'all something real quick. You don't buy new shit. You buy shit you could upgrade with. That nigga probably got equipment from 20-something years ago. We don't even be knowing. So all this new shit y'all thinking niggas be following, niggas don't be on that shit like that, bro. Especially the people who are rich. That's how they stay rich. I'm gonna keep using the same shit, but just upgrade it, because it's cheaper to upgrade rather than to buy something totally new. That's free game. So for real, I felt like didn't even use AI on this album. If he did, maybe to that little voice they said, if you watch it, they said that they use AI to fuck with the voice. So that's the only thing. It's culturally appropriate. A dude actually said that, and then he converted it, and it was playing in different voices. I think that was like the only thing I could think of. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think much of AI was used in this. It sounded very hip hop. I had like one or two songs I got to go back and listen to, because I was like, I don't know, that one sound like that was a little lackluster to me. Out of 13 songs, 11 of them bangers. 2 of them I was questioning, because Pharrell's production just throws you off. Like, it almost reminds me, the 2 songs we're talking about, I wish I could name them. The 2 songs, though, remind me of how I initially felt about Kendrick Lamar's GNX album. GNX song on the album GNX. The self-titled song on the album GNX. It's a song on the GNX album called GNX. And I felt the exact same way when I heard that song the first time. I said, it sound offbeat. I felt the same way when I heard that J.I.D. Animal song with him and Eminem. And I went back and listened to it again, and I said, holy shit. It's actually more advanced than what I thought. They're actually on different counts. They're rapping on a different count. That's why it sounds off, but it's not off. You know what I'm saying? These guys are rapping on the count, but for real probably made the beat to match their voice rather than the other way around. So it's a lot of that going on in the album. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And that shit hit. It was one song on there, I was like, yeah, they wanted a little boppy bop on that motherfucker. But I'm not gonna lie. The bop on that motherfucker is so big. If you play that beat by itself, that beat is a bop. The beat sounds like some club shit, little kid. It just sounds real scary and fucking ominous because Pusha T and Malice rapping on that motherfucker. But if you listen to that shit by itself, it's a little bop. It's a little dark bop, but it's a bop. Ace Trumpets was very interesting. Ace Trumpets was a very interesting choice to me because you don't see people taking chances on singles like that by rapping. The hook they're rapping. They're rapping. They're not doing nothing else. They're not really singing songy like that, but they are giving you, see, the thing about the Clipse, because when you're a rapper's rapper, you know how to smooth your voice out and rough your voice back up and smooth it out and influx and go up and down and do this and that. So it's not like that shit is hard for them to try to do that shit if they wanted to. I just know they're not that type of artist, bro. So don't expect them niggas to try to go at Drake by trying to be like Drake. A lot of people wanted them to conform. This is another reason why I love the album. They didn't conform. They did not conform. I repeat, they did not conform. They did not. This was not. Y'all not getting this. This was the old school way of rolling out, which is going against the industry nowadays because they on that new age rollout bullshit. The way they even rolled out their album was old school. All they did was fucking interviews. That's what they used to do back in the day. They used to just do interviews, and you fucking buy the album afterwards. If you like it, if you like it. If you don't, you don't, nigga. These niggas are the living, walking, fucking epitome of all publicity is good publicity in this particular instance. Because even the bad publicity of them getting shit blocked, this and that helped out the album. Motherfuckers trying to leak their shit, that helped out the album. All publicity is good publicity in this particular instance. These niggas played the industry like a motherfucker, if you ask me. They played them. You don't think the Clipse knew that niggas was gonna leak their album, niggas was gonna do this to their album, niggas was gonna try to step on the album, all that. Malice and Pusha T so smart, they attached their names to him before they could even get to it. So you had certain people try to circulate that his karma's coming back. No, that shit's gonna. What people was counting on was that when it got leaked, the hype was gonna die down. No, they actually built it up more. You know why I built it up more? Because the hype came from the brick of integrity, right? So a brick of integrity is a lot more solid to build on than that brick of fucking, you know, that metaphorically I'm speaking right now, because when you're building up hype, you know, brick by brick, right? So the brick of integrity is much more solid than that brick of like a viral moment, right? You can still build on that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If you can still build on that shit, you feel me? But at the end of it all, it's about, yeah, hey, I'm gonna have to talk to him later about it, bro. I got you though. I'm on live right now, you feel me? But I'm on live. I'm doing this right now. So when you talk about integrity, when you talk about how people move in this shit, it's about, he made the music sound like that. He made the intro is talking about his folks who are passed, how they felt about, you know, his father passing from, you know, maybe it was cancer or something like that. Because he said he was fighting something, and a couple days after that he died, you know what I'm saying? So, because Because if you listen to the beginning of the Clipse album, then you will get that they are giving you a theme of we're going through the bullshit to get to the other side. In the end of the fucking the outro of the song, I Remember It by the Grace of God. I do remember that one, the new song, out of the new song. Chains and Whips was obviously fire. You know what I'm saying? It was already leaked. They already played it for us. And what was a little weird to me is that they played a lot of the verse that we heard, but he still said hella more shit. Like even after the ginseng shit, oh man, it was something to remember. This is a project that I will be purchasing. I ain't gonna cap to you. I will be purchasing this shit. Like I listened to it at like 3, 4 something in the morning. I went back to sleep, woke up, I said I'm gonna go live about it, make a video, and I go live about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, bro, this is ridiculous, man. Seriously. It's ridiculous. The way that they put it together, like I said, there's only like 2 songs on there I feel like I gotta go back and listen to. But for the most part, man, that shit was like, I was just listening to it. I was just listening to it. I didn't want to skip. I didn't even want to skip over the tracks that I felt like I was iffy about. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, shout out to Jalopy Bunkers, but he did make me. It was like a light bulb that went off when I saw Justin Bieber's surprise album come out the same day as the Clipse. Like, what the fuck, Justin Bieber? And then you look up the label that Justin Bieber's on, and he's on Def Jam. And the Clipse just bought their contract out of Def Jam, and they got a verse on their album that Def Jam tried to block, tried to remove or censor, or say this, don't say this. And that kind of should answer your question right there. If it doesn't, it's a theory because it's not confirmed. But I think Justin Bieber was forced into dropping that shit because they bought his catalog, and I'm not necessarily familiar with the details, right? The devil in the details of the contract, but I can assume by how he's moving that they wanted him. Once they bought that, they probably had a re-up deal, I guess is what they call it, and they probably was like, hey man, we're gonna drop this in July. And Justin Bieber probably ain't even in the fucking slightest of knowing that his album is coming out with the Clipse. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, he don't know that they using him. At least I feel like that, because ain't no telling. And Justin Bieber might be with the shit too. Fucking knows. I don't know, right? But I'm going to assume, because he's worried about his child, and he's worried about his wife, and he's taking pictures with his kids and shit like that. I don't think he's really too worried about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It is weird that they're using him as a piece, though. It's very weird that they're using him as a piece, not just. It's kind of crazy that you can, like, as you get more wise, you can kind of start to see like that, and people are so blinded by the fact that Justin Bieber hasn't dropped music in a while. He's going through all this turmoil that they think that this is just something that happened out of nowhere. But I mean, if you look at history and how shit moves, people do be trying to step on your shit. You know what I'm saying? This is why certain people drop at certain times so they can sell. It's a strategy to it. It's a strategy to it all, you know. It does get to a point though where, it does get to a point where there's nothing else left. There's nothing else left but for you to go with the facts. The album is called Let God Sort 'Em Out. And shit started to sort itself out. It's almost like the album was creating a atmosphere for you to see it. You know what I'm saying? Foreseeing it, I guess. They foreseen shit before it happened. and his brother probably is very tapped into just going with his instinct and with his gut. So I do think that they're getting signs from just shit if you know, you know what I'm saying? It's shit deeper than rap in a sense. I think that they do represent something that fits so well right now. It's a perfect storm, especially after the Kendrick and Drake beef. It is. It's a perfect storm. It's something that had to happen. You know what I'm saying? Attention for a rap album had to happen. And Kendrick Lamar purposely helped with that agenda as well. So it's Nas helped with that agenda as well. Tyler the Creator was with the shits too. So there's people out there who know what the fuck they hearing, they knowing exactly what's going on, they seeing what's going on, and they know the results that could come from this. So Kendrick Lamar's GNX and Let God Sort 'Em Out by the Clipse is the two albums that are going to be looked at like we're defending hip hop and rap. You know what I'm saying? This is what we want to say. You can't do that. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? People and if you just take out Kendrick Lamar and Drake and Clipse, no wonder why people get mad in the industry and you don't even know why necessarily, because they get blocked or they get blackballed or some funny shit happens behind the scenes. You're like, why my shit ain't popping like that? This song sold 1 million and the next one only sold 50,000. What's going on? It's a big drop. Getting shelved. Now you can see how niggas get shelved. We could either have you drop on the same day, bigger artists dropping, you never really sell like that. That could shelve you. And you thinking you just not hot no more, but they purposely putting you on. You get what I'm saying? Because if you telling me that labels, I'm not saying mistakes can't happen, but if you've been doing something for 25 years, you telling me you gonna fail if you put $1 million in that fucking investment and you want to fail. You get what I'm saying? So once you see potential in somebody, but the potential doesn't become kinetic, you probably shell them because they probably just trash. Or if you know somebody who's a bit too big, has a big spirit, and this is that, but you like the music, like some Kanye West shit, you might try to control them. There's so many factors that go into like what we see now when we talking about music, when we talking about the industry shit, when we talking about why people falling off, when we talking about all of this shit, careers and stuff, like why the people's career died and shit like that. It was almost never, if you think about it now, it's probably almost never the person. This is why you always hear people crying, especially like the female artists. You hear people crying and shit like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Oh my fucking God, I can't do anything. They're controlling everything. That's a real thing. If you got an artist that could try to block verses by like making calls back of the shit, you know what I'm saying? How could you not assume that a lot of this shit that people were saying originally happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Who's to say that Meek Mill's songs was getting blocked? Who's to say that? So it looked like Meek Mill lost. So Drake could win. Public perception. I always said, it looks bad, but I'm telling you, Meek Mill won. He said he got pissed on. He won to me. I mean, who the fuck? Even if he look goofy now to y'all, Meek Mill won to me that beef. He won. Song-wise, perception-wise, he lost. Because he ain't never looked the same to people after that, to be honest with you. But in the rap, I feel like he won. And he came out with like 2 or 3 diss tracks. He came out with a whole EP and everything. I don't get why people thought he lost, but it is what it is, right? But now you can see why he had to come out with some shit 6 months later. Ain't no telling what type of fucking calls Drake was making. Which kind of rubbed Rick Ross the wrong way. It's probably why Rick Ross, because you stopping my money. See, this shit get deep. And Wale probably want to fuck with none of that shit. So he probably, think about where Wale at right now. Wale ain't nowhere near Meek Mill or Rick Ross. Or Gunplay or none of them niggas over there in MMG. He just always acknowledged it like, yeah, that was family, you know what I'm saying? We made some good hits and shit like that. Woo. He probably wrote some shit over there and I'll tell him what the fuck going on. But Wale he ain't over there. Because Wale kind of knew they're going to throw me in the mix. They're going to throw me in the mix of all this Drake shit. I know they is. Let me just get the fuck away from there, detach myself from it. And low-key be worried about myself. Gravitate towards me and my problem, bitch-ass nigga. I don't be talking about no other nigga than me all the time. Talk about me. If anything, talk about Meek and Rick Ross because, yeah, I was with them. Other than that, nigga, never talk about me, nigga. And when you go back and look at his videos, he was kind of by himself already. He was like kind of by himself already. You know, and when he said shit like, they didn't want me to show my Nigerian roots, that's just another example of how the industry tries to censor you or tries to oppress you because they don't want certain images to get out. That's weird. The weirdest shit is, you got somebody of Nigerian descent that sounds American, that can rap, and he's from that, I'm assuming. And you want to suppress that. So it's just weird shit that is like you can't deny. What's up, Jamal? It's just weird shit you can't deny. Like it's not, you know, I don't know. So, you know, at the end of all of this, whatever happens with the lawsuits, whatever happens with Drake afterwards, whatever happens with Kendrick Lamar and Clipse, and anybody else who was a part of the situation, we should take music a lot more serious because now we see that is a frontier. I think people are slowly starting to realize how important art is, but music specifically. If they censor music, they can censor you. Music is supposed to be a freedom of expression, and yes, it imitates life, but it imitates life in like a Basquiat type of way. You know, I painted the Mona Lisa again. That's how people do experiences. They take an experience, a real life experience, and they put their own little paint. They put their own little strokes of genius, per se, into it. You know? So, the ingenuity of people to continue to promote somebody who isn't a part of that culture is mind-boggling. It's fucking mind-boggling. I'm sorry. I'm perplexed. Flabbergasted. Nigga, I'm honestly mad I listened to the Drake song. And what did I miss? I listened to it twice because I just wanted to see what he said, but from this point on, I don't think I'm probably ever gonna listen to Drake again. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to because I got JID, you know, Kenny Mason. Who the fuck I just found, man? You know, just new underground artists. You just find those people and listen to them. It's not impossible. Probably be hard to stay away from Drake if you want to listen to like some of your favorite songs or something like that, but nah, man. No. So I think at the end of it all, just be on the side that you're comfortable with. Once you choose that side, you can't go to the other side. You know, letting God sort them out. The Grand National Tour, the Super Bowl, all that shit was a bigger message for the fight against whatever's anti. Because hip hop and rap is for people who probably are misfits in life. You know, back in the day, punk rock and rap and reggae, all that shit was like kind of like a thing at one point. Because everybody there kind of understood the mission and just knew that we all kind of come from the same place from different areas. Because I'm a misfit, I'm an outcast, you know, maybe I've done some shit in my life and I want to change. Maybe I'm still on bullshit, but I got to find people to help me calm down. You know, maybe I just don't fit in and y'all ain't, you know. So, you got, it doesn't matter about what race he is. That's the point. It's not about him being Canadian or Jewish or half white. You know, that played into the beef. I mean, Kendrick played on that. You know what I'm saying? But it's about literally him not being a part of it. This is one of Drake's best roles he's played. He decided to cosplay a rapper. And with him dropping the song What Did I Miss, which would be the last song I officially even support. I really just listened to see what he said, but to click on even and stream. And it was a minute before I even listened to him too, man, to be honest with you. Nah, you're not talking about that, bro. It's not what you think. That's not what you're talking about, Jamal. But anyway, so yeah, man, it's just a weird place. It's a weird situation right now that we're in, because people do still support this guy, but they know they shouldn't. They know it's not good for the culture. People, I don't like these people who's playing neutral. This is just one of them times you can't. It ain't no, like, because that's why I'm admitting fault on my end, like even supporting this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But people are trying to say, oh yeah, people are trying to say Drake has been a cancer, it ain't that bad, it ain't like that, it ain't da. Yes, the fuck it is. It damages the whole legacy. What are we talking about? Why are people trying to take it easy on a motherfucker who got almost $1 billion? He don't give a fuck about your opinion, no way. But it helps that he needs to be pushed over there. My public opinion, he needs to be pushed to the pop. Go pop. Stay over there and stop. Rap it. It should be irritating. You know what I'm saying? Because you're cosplaying it. So you're the biggest joke. You're making rap look like a joke. When you wore the shirt rap as a joke, you were talking about you. You was talking about you, nigga. You the biggest joke of rap. Rap is a joke. If you number one in rap, this fucking Drake, that should be backfiring all the time. How could you wear a shirt that say rap is a joke in a rap beef? But you the top rapper. So you're the joke? It's just stupid as fuck, man. Like, even how you be trying to, like, copy Kendrick and, like, do subliminal, that shit be backfiring. How could you be suing about music when you make music? If the lawsuit actually goes through, stupid fuck nigga, you're going to be censored too. You're not going to be able to drop a Family Matters anymore if you win the lawsuit. You're not going to be able to drop a fucking back-to-back. You're not going to be able to drop nothing that you want. So it doesn't help you. The biggest enemy in this situation is yourself, Drake. This is why niggas is using you as a rollout, because at this point it's just easy pickings. Niggas just picking up off you at this point. You cooked. And niggas just picking up off you at this point. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I didn't want to go super long on this live, you know. I did want to break that shit down. I do you really wanna? I did want to identify certain points that was bothering. I did want to identify people being like hypocritical, because why are you on the side of somebody who is against what you're listening to when you wake up in the morning? Like, he's not just going against Kendrick and all these, he's going against like the oldies and shit. Like, he's going against anything, any music you like, Drake don't like it. If he feel like it's talking about him, even if it came from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, he don't give a fuck. He's going against all that shit. Drake versus every fucking body. Oh man, this is a joke, man. This is a joke. Let God sort him out. It's definitely an album, and it might be, if I keep listening to it, I'm gonna keep listening to it and put G in next and let God sort him out, shit like that. And that's new music. New music. That ain't old music. It's new music. New music, man. So let's, be able to celebrate hip hop, rap how we should, how it's supposed to be celebrated, and let's really remember that this shit is supposed to give you a message, and it's supposed to be coded, and this is how it goes. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. If you don't get schemes, if you don't get counts, if you don't get why niggas sounding like this, like he even had a little Biggie flow on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I got you. But they got a little they pay homage. You know what I'm saying? They pay homage with a lot of they pay homage with a lot of flow patterns that they had on there. You know, if you listen to hip hop, rap, you know, trap, I guess, too, whatever, all that's three different genres, but it's all derived from, you know, rhythming of words, right? Um, you would notice that certain people, it's depending on the artist, they're either stealing or paying homage. You know what I'm saying? Some people say homage, but paying homage. You know what I'm saying? And so the Clipse deliberately had flow patterns that paid homage to certain artists and shit like that. So that was very appreciative. And that's how you know if it's like real artists going on, like real artistry going on. Like they like really putting their thinking caps on. And that they did that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just time to celebrate. Just time to celebrate hip hop and rap, you know, and a little bit of trap music. They kind of got to blend all that because they talk about coke in their rhymes a lot of times, but a lot of that shit be a metaphor for just the struggle and just being, you know, wanting to succeed, and you know, also could be a metaphor for how the white oppresses you. You know what I'm saying? So it can be used for a lot of things with these guys, but at the end of the day, man, you know, I like the album. I like what they stand for. I'm out. Peace.